Okay, so I'm going to show you how to reset your controllers in each of the menus, starting with the Hyperpie interface. Okay, now we've loaded up. Let me show you where to go. So you're going to go up or down, whichever, over here to attract mode. You're going to go into attract mode. Alright, that's what attract mode looks like. Alright, you're going to scroll up or down, all the way down to emulation station. Emulation station is basically Retropie, and that is the foundation for what you're looking at. So we have to change that first. So let me load into that. Press A or whatever you have configured. On your keyboard it would be enter. And let that load up and restart. So it's restarting into Retropie or emulation station. Okay, welcome to Retropie. Let me show you how to set up the basic controller settings in here, which determine the controller mapping for general gaming. So you're going to go left or right to, where is it at? Retropie, and go into it. Cancel that, go back. You're going to press start or the tab button on your keyboard. Go down to configure input, press yes, boom, it says configure input, one gamepad detected. So obviously you have to have your gamepad already plugged in to configure this. Hold down the A button on said controller and follow the on prompt configurations. One is up, so you just press up, down, left, right, down, left, right, start, select A and B. I'm just using a simple controller, but you can just fill up all of these spaces that are requested if you have enough corresponding buttons on your controller. If not, you just hold down the A button and it'll skip said button. Go ahead and do that, almost done. Okay, hotkey. Leave it blank. I've noticed that there's some glitches with that, so just leave it blank because it will default the select button automatically. Once you press OK, it's going to pop up and ask you. Alright, you didn't choose a hotkey enable button. This is required for existing games with the controller. Do you want to use the select button for default? Yes, you do. As you've done that, you press B to back out of there. Go into that Retropie configuration menu right here. Once you've done that, you go down to switch to attract mode right here. Right there. Alright. Click on that and let it restart. So now I've booted back into the Hyperpie menu. To set the menu configurations, you scroll up or down to attract mode setup. Go into attract mode setup. You'll see this screen. This is very important. This is where you will restart and shut down your system properly. Alright, but we're not going to do that yet. I accidentally skipped a step. Ah, crap. Okay, so we booted back into Hyperpie. Let me show you how to set up the configuration. So on the keyboard you can press the tab button, go up to controls, boom. Okay, here's basic setup controls. So what you would do is you would go to which one you want to set up, and I recommend setting them all up because sometimes the buttons don't register properly. So you go in to said button, remove the input that says the joy button, whatever it's set to. Remove that, alright? Then go down to add input. In this case it's the back button. I'm going to use the B button for going back. Yes. Okay. And then you're going to go exit and to the next one. So up, we're going to delete the up button, add input, press up. Go back, down button. Then delete it, add input, press down, go out. Same thing with these. Oh, that one did something weird. This is why I'm telling you, you need to do it right. Alright, go back out. The right button. Remove, add, right, out. Alright, select. This is the opposite from your back button. So if you use B for your back button, use A for your select button. You're going to go out of there. You're going to go all the way down here. Display menu, I like to use the select button. Press the select button and go out. Now, this one's very important because you can get stuck in games if you don't configure this properly. So to get out of a game, I set my controllers to select and start to get out of the emulator and the game back into this main menu. So with that, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to remove the input, add an input, and press select and start at the same time. And you can see it's got one button plus the other. You can go out of there, scroll down, configure button, if you got the button for it, configure that, so on and so forth. There's an add and remove favorites, previous letter, you can configure all of these. Now after you're done with that, you go back, go out of there, and you basically just have to restart your system. To do that, you go into attract mode, as you just seen, and reboot. To shut down people, use the shutdown button right here. Here's the reboot. I'm going to reboot. And that would be pretty much the setup. Once it reboots, it'll come back into this Hyperpie interface, and you can game on.